So today's lesson is about graduation requirements and college admissions requirements. We are going to review your graduation status report. We're going to learn about state testing requirements, and we're going to understand the registration process and timelines. If you're a ninth grader and intend to do full IB, your graduation requirement report will not yet reflect your IB requirements, but our lesson will include a sample one for you. College entrance requirements and IB. These are minimum requirements for Washington State colleges. Every college has unique entrance requirements, so it's really important for you to check each college's website to make sure that you're taking the classes that are required to get into the colleges that you would like to go to. Full IB diploma students are going to be following the IB diploma requirements, but partial IB candidates must meet Edmonds graduation requirements. Okay, let's go to the next slide for Edmonds-Oodway High School graduation requirements and college entrance requirements. All right, the way these slides are laid out is that we have the Edmonds-Oodway High School graduation requirements on the left side and the four-year college admissions requirements on the right-hand side. So this first one is art, and 1 credit of art is required to graduate from high school, and 1 credit of art is also required for college admission. California colleges, as you'll see there, often want students to have advanced art classes. So, for example, if you took fundamentals of art, you'd probably also want to take something like drawing and painting or pottery to be more advanced. IB students, you also need to do 1 credit of art because it's a college admissions requirement. English, 4 credits are required to graduate, and also 4 credits are required for college admissions. Social studies, we require 3.5 credits to graduate. Also, Washington State history is a graduation requirement that for most students is met through U.S. history. IB students also are going to take 3.5 credits of social studies. 4-year colleges also require social studies. They require 3 credits. The high school graduation requirement for math is a minimum of 3 credits. Students must complete Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, or Financial Algebra. And for 4-year college admissions, again, a minimum of 3 credits is required through Algebra 2. However, most colleges want students to take as much math as possible, and they prefer math in your senior year. If, for example, you completed Algebra 2 in your junior year, you must take math in your senior year. For science, students are required to have 2 credits, and you must also pass the biology end-of-course exam. For 4-year college admissions, again, 2 credits are required, but 3 credits are what most colleges are recommending. For those of you that are engineering majors, be sure to take a physics course. Western Washington University requires a full year of either chemistry or physics. So to just be on the safe side for college admissions, it's highly recommended that students take a chemistry or physics class. World languages are not required for high school graduation. IB students do need to have world language as part of their program. And for those of you applying to 4-year universities, you have to have at least 2 years of the same foreign language. 3 credits are recommended. Some universities will allow you to enter their university with 2 credits, but in order to graduate from there, you have to have a 3rd credit. So it's helpful if you take 3 while you're in the high school so that you can get it out of the way. CTE classes, otherwise known as Career and Technical Ed, are required to graduate. Students must take 1.5 credits. You can see from this partial list here that there's a lot of different options available to our students, including Snow-Owl Skills Center, interdistrict classes, plus the many great classes that we offer here at Edmonds Woodway. Even though they're not required for four-year college admissions, we strongly encourage students to take as many CTE classes as they can. Health and PE. You'll need a half a credit of health and 1.5 credits of PE. Neither of these requirements is needed for four-year university admissions. Personal finance is a class that you'll be taking in your senior year. It's a half a credit, which means it's just one semester. If you'd like to, you could take Accounting 1 or Financial Algebra instead, because those two classes count as equivalencies for personal finance. It's not a class that's required for four-year universities. Once you've completed all of the required classes that we just talked about, what's left are called electives. You'll be taking 4.5 credits of electives, and four-year universities don't specify which types of classes you should take as electives, so we encourage you to take classes that are going to either help you get into a university or that are going to help you explore different career options. In addition to the 22 credits that we just talked about, students must also pass their state tests. You'll be taking one in English Language Arts, Math, and Biology. All three must be passed in order to earn your diploma. Finally, students must complete a high school and beyond plan. This is done through the Naviance activities and advisory, and also with your counselor. Students, as we mentioned earlier, are also required to complete Washington State history. Some students meet this requirement in middle school, but it's also taught in the U.S. history classes during junior year. IB students meet that class requirement during the final weeks of history of the Americas. If you're a Running Start student, though, you're going to have to complete that requirement separately. Okay, so now you know what's required to graduate, but how are you doing on your graduation requirements? Right now, we're going to distribute your individual report and take a look at how to read that so that you'll be able to understand where you are with your graduation requirements. Okay, here's a sample graduation status report, and I'm just going to draw your attention to a few columns here that we'd like you to pay attention to. The first column is on the far left-hand side, and it has that smaller green arrow. It's called Required. This is telling you that you've got 22 credits total required, and as you go down the list of graduation requirements, it tells you how many credits you need in each specific category. The second column to the right of that one is called Complete. That column is telling you how many credits are completed. It tells you the total completed credits, and it also tells you how many credits are completed in each category. The next one to the right is called In Prog. In Progress is telling you how many credits you're currently working on. So for this particular student, they have a total of 6 credits that they're working on. And then if you kind of scroll down or look down, you can see that art, the student's working on 1 credit of art. He's working on 1 credit of 10th grade English. He's working on 1 credit of 10th grade world history, geometry. And he's working on science. And then at the very bottom there, you'll see that he's also working on 1 general elective credit. The next column over is really important. It's called Remain, but it's short for the word remaining. And this student has 16 credits remaining. This column tells you what's been completed and what you still need to complete. It also tells you, again, what's in progress. So this is the column that you really want to focus on so that you know what credits you need in each specific category. This slide is for full IB diploma candidates. You're going to need to meet the requirements that are listed on this page, and for 11th and 12th graders, you're going to also write an extended essay of 4,000 words based on research, and you're going to complete 150 CAS hours. CAS stands for Community Action and Service. So what's next? Take a little bit of time and review your graduation status report. Focus on that remaining column on the far right-hand side. Take some time to review the curriculum guide. This is on the Edmonds-Oodway High School Counseling website. Here's the link. And then you're going to be registering for classes that meet your remaining graduation requirements. Make sure you know what your graduation requirements are. We really want you to have a clear understanding of this. If you have any questions at all, come and see your counselor because we can help you. All right, registration timeline. This current lesson is the graduation requirement lesson. On March 13th and 14th in advisory, there's going to be a registration lesson. And then on March 20th through 24th, we're going to be inputting registration and collecting all of the forms. If you don't input your requests or turn in your forms, counselors are going to have to develop a schedule for you. We really want you to choose the classes that you'd like to take, so please get this finished, and if you have questions, come and ask. We really hope that you'll talk to your parents about this whole registration process. Let them know where you are with your graduation requirements. They like to hear from you. This PowerPoint, along with all the registration information, is going to be available on the Edmonds-Oodway High School Counseling YouTube channel. So check it out and let us know if you have any questions.